Happy Friday.
Weekend vibes. Which we just seem to have vibes all the time these days, don't we?
Yeah. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Lipstick on the tooth. I've got lipstick.
Yes, let me help you remove that. Still need an introduction. Still don't have an introduction.
I know.
Something like, welcome to Divine Union.
Yeah, welcome to Divine Union 1111.
No, what was that catchphrase we was going to use? Tale as old as time.
Yeah, tale as old as time.
Do you like
Yeah,
that?
I do like that. Because it does feel like it. Like,
So
you know,
hot.
yeah, you know.
It's so hot. Come on, let's acknowledge the basics.
No, but you know, like, when you're growing up and you have, like, a dream of, like, how you want your man to be or relationship to be, like, that fairy tale, like, and we've been brought up watching fairy tales, like, all of the Disney films, everything, and, like, we always wished that we could get our dream fairy tale, wedding, partner, everything, and, you know, I've seen so many, and obviously growing up, my favourite was Beauty and the Beast. It was like, I was obsessed by Beauty and the Beast, like, just about everything about it, like how she brought light to the dark and he brought, like, what she needed, and it was just the most beautiful.
How they sort of transformed each other.
Yeah, they just transformed each other, and yeah, and it's like we are really playing that out,
We are really playing that out. Yeah.
and it's really freaky,
And
but
I've-
it's amazing. It's magical.
I've kind of always known, like, on a deep root, like deep level, like connection. Like, I've always wanted connection. That's something I've always seeked, like
Yeah.
real connection.
But yet men run away from connection.
I know. That's because we're too tough, too hard.
What is with that?
Well,
Like,
you know,
really?
I feel like it's
Like,
just.
what are you trying to do? What were you trying to prove this whole time? Like, who are you proving it to? Because women really just want a guy to open up and connect and be vulnerable.
Yeah, no, but we're talking about, like, literally thousands of years of conditioning of
conditioning, I
men
know.
to be a man.
I know.
You know, a man's got to be a protector. A man's got to look after his woman.
But you do that naturally.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to try and do it. Like, you've
Yeah.
deconditioned yourself, and you still have
There's
this
more.
protectiveness.
There's more power when you have no power. Man has more
Yeah.
power when he has no power.
Yeah, and it's the surrendering of
It's
it,
the
isn't
surrendering of what he believes power to be.
it? Yeah.
Because power is love. Love is love. That's what love is. Love is power, but without power.
Love transcends everything.
yeah.
Absolutely everything.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today? We're talking
Sorry,
about
yeah, we're going day one.
day one. So
Day one.
yesterday was a little bit of an introduction video,
Yes.
and today we're going to be talking about the 7 days. We're going to call it like the 7 days to union, because I feel like on the 7th day, like
We-
like all of the patterns, the conditioning between us have broken down,
Broken down.
and like
completely.
by the end of day number 7, we was in surrender to each other.
Yeah, we completely surrendered.
Completely surrendered to each other.
Yeah, that Sunday was just full on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was.
Let's start with the Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'm saying the Sunday from the surrender. For Sunday from meeting to the Sunday of surrender, that was
yeah.
like our journey. That was our day 7 of
Yeah.
like,
And actually, the Sunday on which it finished was my birthday. It was
Yeah.
the first day of.
the first day of us.
First day of
Because it was
us.
Saturday night I surrendered, wasn't it? It was 8
It
hours.
was, yes.
Okay, but anyways, going back.
Took a long time for her to surrender.
It took
A hell of a long time.
8
It was a
hours.
painful battle.
But it was about trust.
It was
I had
about
to trust
trust,
you.
yes,
I
you
had
did.
to trust.
And I had
And
to.
it's mad trusting someone after 7, like, after, it wasn't 7 days. It was 7 days.
It was 7 days.
7
yeah,
days.
7 days.
But I did. And
know.
it's the maddest thing.
I know you surrendered fully.
Fully.
But I had to go.
Yeah.
the full the full
Sorry.
the full whole hog. I don't know where I was going with that. Okay. No, but I went on above and beyond, didn't I? I thought it was the priest from the church coming to exorcise the demon. We'll talk about that in future videos.
Do we still have that video?
I think we do have that video.
You told me you deleted it.
Did I tell you to delete that video?
No,
you told me to delete it.
I told you to delete it.
I think I might have kept it.
I knew you would. He was dressed as like you
I was
were
looked like a
dressed,
priest.
you were ready to.
I had a black tie on. I had a cross around my neck and everything.
I mean, I'm very dramatic, yeah, but
Oh my
this
god,
one.
this is dramatic on another level. But what did it do though? It
scared
scared
the
the
shit
crap
out
out of you. Scared the shit out of you.
I just I was like, okay.
It was like the knight in shining armour, wasn't I?
Oh my god, look, we're already skipping to day 7. We have
Right,
to say,
okay,
this is
let's
day
rein
1.
it in.
This is day 1.
Rein it in. So what happened on day 1?
Day 1.
Actually, let me quick brief. So
Yeah.
the 5 days prior, you actually rung me up and we done a Reiki over the phone, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's the first time we ever really spoke to each other. You done a Reiki session because you'd seen by my post that I was going through a few bits and bobs. You rung me, we done a Reiki session. That was brilliant. That helped me relax. Yeah. And then because you done that Reiki session, I was like, look, you come on Sunday, and I'll take you for a little private meditation class. You can jump in and let me give something back to you.
Yeah. But I really wanted to reach out to you
because
I saw his posts but I'm one of them, like with all my followers and anyone who I follow, I would always reach out and say, look, I'm here for you if you need some help, or you just need like a 30 minutes on the phone just to, if you are in that anxiety or that worry, or you were just in a bit of a dark place, but you openly said it on your Instagram.
Social media,
it was so easy for me to be like, look, if you want some Reiki, I'm more than happy to do some over the phone with you. And you were like, oh, okay. Well, you didn't really know much about it, did you?
No, I didn't.
But it was a good hour. Yeah, it was a good hour,
good.
Wasn't it? A good hour and a half.
And then I said to you, let me return the favour by coming to a meditation class. And then we spoke on the Friday, didn't we? It was the first time we really connected.
Yeah.
It was like 4 hours.
I know,
just straight conversation.
Yeah, because there was something I released on the Thursday, because I was going through my own, even though he was going through what he was going through, I was also going through my own my own healing as well, and it was the last thing I needed to detach from, which was my solar plexus. But we were both talking everything you were saying. I was like, I'm going through this as well, so I had a lot of an understanding of what you were feeling. And the Thursday, it was something that someone said to me. Someone mirrored something back to me, and it just made me find the answer. I was like, oh my god, that's what I've been holding on to. And I found the reason why I was feeling this guilt, this block in my solar plexus and sacral, and feeling that sort of shame. And I realised what it was, and all I wanted to do was speak to you about it. I was like, I figured out what mine was.
And that's what led to the phone conversation.
And then I said, would you? Yeah, I would love to tell you about it. I just wanted to share it with you.
Yeah.
So then,
4 hours later, we spoke, didn't we?
Yeah.
It just proper clicked.
Yeah, but the whole week we were talking. Anyway, I didn't know if you had a partner. I wasn't really sure, and obviously, I knew I fancied him. To be fair, I was.
It's hard not to.
Yeah. But I didn't know if he had a situation, because you talk about your relationships, so I didn't know. But he mentioned that he was recently single, and you were seeing someone for a couple of weeks, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I full on did turn my charm on a little bit there.
You did, didn't you? Yeah. The phone conversation. Let's just say it went in the deep end pretty quick.
But you made me really
Things might have turned a little bit sexual. And we just knew from that moment. We just knew it was like, this is going to happen.
Yeah, there was no fighting that. Because I already knew you on a level of depth. That I could see that depth within you.
There was like a sexual connection there straight away, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was pretty much initial. But yeah, so he said, was like, right, well, I'm going to see you on Sunday. I was like, yes. And then on Saturday we were chatting, weren't we?
Yeah.
At my gig, and then on the Sunday, I was so excited to meet him, and I just wanted to meet him.
And Sunday was a crazy day, because I run a morning meditation class at 11 o'clock. You arrived at my house at 10:30.
Yeah.
So within half an hour of actually meeting for the first time in person, was actually driving to the retreat to do the meditation class.
So I picked you up, didn't I?
Oh my God, when you turned up, I was like, oh my God, am I actually... God, she looks pretty on Instagram, don't get me wrong, she's a stunning girl, but in real life, on another level. So anyway, I was blown away. I was within about 10 minutes sitting in your car, I was just staring at you like that, just doing this weird, full on weirding her right out. I was like,
but I just couldn't stop smiling, so I'm trying to drive, and he's just staring at me, and I'm like, you okay?
I was so taken back by how pretty you are. I was so taken back by it.
But I've never been looked at like that. There's...
What, weird, creepy guy? I thought he was going to pull over and tell me to get out of the car.
But you were just super shocked, and I was like, oh, it's just me.
I was in a state of just pure admiration, just pure appreciation. I was like, this girl is so pretty.
Oh, it was so nice.
That hasn't changed.
So nice.
So anyway, we got to Samsara retreat, and I was about to run this class, and Lorraine, who owns it, she come up to us and she said, look, you two are going to have to sit in a bubble, because there was already people in the class. So what actually happened was me and you actually began to lead the class. So I was supposed to be leading this meditation on my own. Next minute, Lauren's sitting next to me, and we're both sitting there in front in the class.
We're literally like this, with the class in front of us, and we'd only met 30 minutes before.
Yeah, 30 minutes before.
You did mention this to the girls.
We did mention this to the girls. They were like, oh, used to
so
been together long. Was that? No, we've known each other 30 minutes. So we gave the class.
Was so shocked.
But the class was amazing, wasn't it?
It was unbelievable.
because I don't know what, there was a combination of, like, Lauren was already doing her thing. She was
I
already
just did some
hijacking my
Reiki
class.
symbols.
Already
but
hijacking that.
I didn't tell you I was
No,
going
you
to do
didn't
it.
you didn't tell me that. So
No.
I was leading the guided meditation, but then sort of like halfway through, I felt the urge just to stop the meditation, because I felt the urge that I needed to speak to people in the room. And so I stopped the meditation and I sat everybody up, and I was like, right, okay, I'm feeling a huge amount of resistance in this room, like, and we started talking to people, and all of a sudden people just started to open up to us, didn't they?
Yeah.
And you know, there was,
and it was a really common feeling as well, which everyone was sort of were feeling these same resistances coming up, the emotions coming up. But because when I did the symbols with Reiki, where he was stilling the mind, where I put the symbols in place to everyone that was there, including you, at that stillness, you can really listen to what comes up, and any resistance or any emotions that you've been hiding, because in your day-to-day busy lives you've been suppressing them, pushing them down, or putting them aside. I don't want to feel that, so I'm going to keep myself busy. This is the time when you're in stillness, those feelings can come up, and that you felt them rise.
With my guided meditation, I'm actually creating a ground in people, a ground of calmness and a ground of stillness. But then when I'm with Lauren, because she's able to just sort of get these in, because the ground is so still, these emotions become so much more seen. And so what we was experiencing is, through the class together, was we was creating calmness, but then we was also bringing these emotions up to the surface for people to see.
We actually made everyone cry, but
everybody cried, and everybody
in a really
started
good way.
to,
like, it wasn't like
they was all communicating their own problems. Like one lady,
and it was, a safe space for them to do.
It was a safe space, like one of the ladies said, all this emotion started to come up, and she was like, I know what it is. It was the fact that she hadn't really grieved her mum from 4 years ago, so she'd been holding on to this emotion, just suppressing it and pushing it down there, you know. And this, every single person was just bringing these problems that they hadn't faced in themselves to the surface, and it becomes such a beautiful experience.
Such a beautiful experience. And everyone really was like, "Wow, is this your normal class?" And
we
were like, "Oh, we're not really, like, we've not really done this before."
No. Are you two together? We're coming back next week, and I was like, "Okay."
They said they were only going to come back if we came as a
as a duo.
Yeah, and we did.
And
this is why we want to be able to create this sort of with the mindfulness meditation and the Reiki together. It was like that first day just sent us so much purpose of, like, it felt so natural. We didn't even think about it. I knew exactly what I was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. Everything that you were doing in your meditation class was amazing. Like, everything, it's so aligned. Our paths are so aligned.
Oh yeah, and what we do just comes together
as this new thing. I don't think
it was new. I've never seen anything like it.
I've never seen anything like it, and it felt so natural and so.
And everybody straight after was like, oh, so when you're getting married, can we come to the... So, like, we'd literally just met, like, an hour and a half in there, and everybody's saying, you two need to be working together, you two, you know, when you're getting married, when you're having children, you two, like, the perfect... So we was all like, all of a sudden, we was like, wow, okay. Like, we knew, like, we was coming together. We didn't realise, like, the magnitude. And this was just scratching the surface of what was about to come over the next 6 days. Incredible stuff happened. So that was kind of like a signalling for me and you.
Signalling and the realisation
that something was happening between me and you. Yeah. And then after the class, we spoke to a couple of the women outside, and, you know, they give us a hug, and you know, they were just beginning to acknowledge themselves. They was beginning to acknowledge their trauma, and none of us are really doing that. None of us are really acknowledging what needs to be acknowledged within us, and we're kind of living life on the surface, like distraction, kind of focus, momentum, keep ourselves busy way of being. But, you know, we allowed these emotions to come up in people, and for these emotions to be seen, and there was so much gratitude for that. I mean, they turned up the following week with gifts for us.
I know, they got us a
card,
a thank you card.
It was so beautiful.
So beautiful. And just to allow people to feel safe with us, to open up. Like, there's not, you know...
It was such a safe space,
yeah. And obviously I do that in my Reiki sessions, like, one-on-one, but as a class there was just something so beautiful about it, and that's why we want to be able to do online classes like this, but on Zoom, so we can actually all communicate our experiences. I mean,
and to allow these emotions, because these are what changes our lives when we allow these emotions to come up and acknowledge you know, what needs to be acknowledged within us, and we let go that energy that's trapped, that energy that suppresses, that's then released, and it goes into new, it paves way for new foundations, new life, new beginnings,
love to come in, like,
new love to come in. So that was the class, you know, we finished, and it was beautiful, and instantly we began to know there was something special happening there. And then I took around Samsara Yoga and Retreat.
And like, we pretty much made like,
it was a real guided tour as well. We pretty much made out in, like, every bed that was there, didn't we? Like, I took her to the Bell tent first. We sat in there and we just started, like, kissing, didn't we? We just started getting it on. And then I was like, right, let me show you the shepherd's hut. So I showed her the shepherd's hut. I went in there. I was like, yeah, lay on the bed, see how comfy it is. And we started having a little kiss in there as well, didn't we? And then we went to the other tent, didn't we? The main tent, the big one. And
you lifted me up.
I lifted you up, and we kissed some more, didn't we? And this was like instant. Like this was now 2 hours after meeting. We're now like full on kissing, loving, and appreciating each other.
You just held me, and it felt so like normal and natural.
Well, I used my power. I used my strength, my masculinity.
Yeah, but I just couldn't stop smiling the whole day. Like it was intense, and it was like how much I just was loving you. I was just loving you straight away.
It was just straight away. There was just this deep knowing between us, and so what did we do for the rest of the day? We went and had a meal together, didn't we? Went and had a nice meal together. But what I started to realise, like while I was with Lauren, is I started to feel like a bit of a resistance. And I said to you when I was eating, I was like, I feel a bit of a resistance, and that resistance was actually towards her. I didn't actually really know.
Yeah, I felt like he was pushing me away,
and it was. That's what it was.
That
it was
initial
like a push.
was just like zoom, and then it was like fuck.
And then it was like fuck, yeah, and it was.
And then you were like wait. So then his whole body language, like at lunch, he just sort of sat back, and his arms were like back, and he's like this, and I'm thinking, who's this guy now? All right. And then you started talking about some stuff, and the superiority was coming over. When I started trying to talk to you, and I was being very open, suddenly you become shut off, and it was a bit like, well, I know you were kind of your ego. It was your ego was coming up, and I was telling you, I was like, okay, is this you talking or is this your ego? But you didn't really understand the difference. It was like a.
I knew where you was going with it, but it was sort of like your ego didn't I was starting to pull back. Yeah.
So I went to you.
I
went to you. Okay. Hello. Nice to meet you, ego. I haven't met you yet. Like it was like an introduction to your ego side.
Yeah.
Who you thought you should be, this kind of this masculine, dominant. Like I'm in control of this, because I think you felt yourself losing control within me. And then it was like, whoa, hang on a minute, I don't want to lose control.
I felt like there was like a...
But I did the same with you.
I know. So we both went through this phase, but I was the first one to go through this phase. I was the first one to start going, whoa, okay. Because it was so...
intense.
It was so intense and so close and so quick that all of a sudden I started to go... I could just feel a resistance. And I communicated it to you, and I said I can feel a resistance here. But anyway, like it wasn't taking me over. It wasn't like controlling the situation. Mm-hmm. So we come back, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then
I think was it that night did we speak about it a bit more?
Yeah, we spoke a little bit more about it. I wasn't fully understanding exactly what was going on, but I was aware that I was being slightly triggered at this point. It was only
did we do any work that night?
We didn't do any work that night, did we?
No.
We just talked and
got to know each other.
Got to know each other very well. And then you stayed that night, didn't you?
Yeah, I stayed.
Yeah. I mean, although I was feeling a resistance, I was so aware of this deep connection with you.
It was so deep. And I think that night you were holding me the whole night. And then I remember in the morning, I did wake up and then you did say...
Yeah, I instantly fell in love with you. Instantly. It was so deep. It was so deep. And you weren't supposed to even hear that.
I know.
You're supposed to be asleep. Your ass was supposed to be asleep.
I know. I wasn't asleep. I heard everything he said. And I woke up to it and I just felt all like the love you were just showing me.
Yeah.
And then just waking up to that and then you were saying, on top of my head, and I could feel it. Not only just hear it, I was feeling it being fed through me, and I did say it back. I don't know if you heard me.
Yeah, I did hear you. But when I said it and you said it back, I was like, shit. She's actually awake.
I know.
But that's
it was
that's what led into Monday. And Monday morning was when the resistance that I was talking about on the Sunday in this video. Now Monday morning I was supposed to be going to work, and that's when that wound come to the surface, and that's a video for day number 2.
Yeah, day number 2, because this shit
went so deep.
But it was
so deep.
Yeah, and this is where we realised what we were.
That we was doing something
serious. But the love
serious.
Was there.
The love was there.
Instant.
It was straight
so
away.
It's like this is where most people would run.
It was that intense. It would
so
scare
intense.
the life out of people.
Yeah, but I just wasn't scared.
And nor was I.
We just wanted to understand it and get rid of it, whatever the hell this was. But the resistance was just the surface. When we went under it.
Yeah, the next morning it took 2 hours for me to.
I said,
and I didn't even go and work. You sit down. She went, sit down. You got to do this now. And I was like,
I knew you had to do it.
She's like, come and sit down. I was like, cool. And then I surrendered to it, didn't I? But we'll talk about that more in day number 2. But that's just a little bit of a recap. Like, on that Sunday, we knew from the moment that you picked me up, from the moment I see you, I was like, this girl is on another level, and then we went to the class and
just seeing that
and
talking
everybody
about
was,
the purpose.
it was just
I mean, these are the cards we picked out today, if you can
which
see.
are kind of
which are really relevant. All paths lead home, and the power of purpose. And it was just really this calling, wasn't it? I mean, these cards I chose were definitely about inner intuition, following that intuition and not questioning it, and knowing the difference between your thoughts and your intuition. You have to see through the thoughts. Like, the thoughts are just ego. The thoughts are what your mind can create. But if you have this inner knowing and this inner intuition that's guiding you,
which isn't
following
thought, it's like a deeper knowing. It's not thought. It's deep knowledge.
It's really, and that's going to lead you home. That's going to lead you to that path, that path that's meant for you, which is like your purpose. And then this card come out, wasn't it? And it was amazing. We did read the message.
Power of purpose, yeah.
Yeah, and the power of purpose is like knowing what you're called to do, like being so aligned with everything that you know. What is it you came here to do? What is it that you came to serve others? What is it that you know, every single human is born with a purpose, and it's up to us to recondition, so to get rid of the old conditioning that, you know, what our parents think we should be, or what our friends think we should be, or what we think people think we should be. It's all of that. That's to do with identity. That's to do with ego. You've got to remove that ego and really start listening to your inner guidance and your inner intuition to be able to put you on the path of where you're going. Listen to the signs, listen to the nudges, and just really follow that home, that home feeling, that aligned feeling is where your purpose is at. So yeah, just a little message to go within. And
then I picked mirror, which again is, I think, such an importance right now as well, not just for us but for other people, to mirror, to understand your triggers, to understand why you're getting triggered in certain situations, and then to really go into them triggers and understand what the messages that them triggers are trying to convey, so that you can heal these parts of you and you can be more free in yourself, more aligned with yourself. And the more aligned with yourself, the more aligned you are with your inner knowing, your inner knowledge, your inner purpose, and then really allowing that to play out through your life.
So it's just knowing, like with 2020, like this is all the year
2020 is a mirroring.
It's the mirroring. And it's this year, if you've had a lot of people come into your life that are triggering you and you're not understanding why they've been put in my path, what is it? It's something you need to learn about yourself.
Stop blaming the person.
Don't blame the person, because the person is teaching you something about you and your behaviours. And I'm talking about its deep unconscious behaviours. Like, I know I'd been triggered a lot this year, and I've had certain people come into my life and I've just not understood it. But oh my God, like, I was so unconscious to these triggers. Like, I had no clue. It was only until I met you, you made me see everything. And it will take just that one person to really show you, and it's always going to be the most painful, unfortunately.
And it's always going to be the most person that means the most.
And it's going to be the most like fulfilling thing once you can see that reflection and you can see, oh my God, I know this. You're teaching me something. Just looking at it in a different perspective of not what you're doing to me, but what is it that you're teaching me? What is it that I'm reflecting? You look at that person and say, that is a reflection of you through that person. So it's just really looking at things in a different perspective of that mirroring.
Yeah. Cool. And then the last one is the Royal You. And the Royal You is exactly as it says on the tin. It's when you've done so much work that you're in alignment, that you can turn up and express who you are in your authentic way, in your authentic expression.
And there's only one you.
So the Royal You is when you're connected to your purpose, when you're connected to your divinity, when you're connected to source consciousness, and then allowing that to play out through your life and trusting in your connection, trusting into your intuition and trusting into the higher guidance.
It's got the little third eye in that as
well. It has got a little third eye, but it also has the crown. That's the crown of the head that says that I'm so connected, that I'm united, that I am in a oneness with myself, and that allows us to connect and be in a oneness with another. First in a union with your feminine, with your counterpart. And we might have to turn the camera off in a minute. But okay, so that was day number 2. Day number 1. Day number 2 will follow.
Sending you lots of love and light and blessings.
Much love.